Tonight, from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Tonight we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They come in off a good... Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his third season, Jalen Hurts.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. And that's complete to Sanders. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Our game here, the Vikings and Eagles, the second of 2 on this Monday night. The Titans and Bills kicked off a little over an hour ago up in Buffalo. And this, our only Monday night doubleheader of the season, but rumor is might have a few more for 2023. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This defense for the Vikings, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. The Eagles are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. The numbers for Sanders last week, 22 carries, 61 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked to him before. He knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
Hurts throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run the option left. And he is going to lose yardage here. Stop behind the line made by the safety that time, Lewis Seen. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop, and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Throwing is Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Hurts to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
They start the drive with Cook. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 20 carries, 85 yards.
That's a good start to the season. They got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started, and they expect that to get tuned up and get better as the season moves on.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Six yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. It's a second down run with Sanders. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun, it's Hurts. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll go option to the short side. Hurts fumbles it. And a football. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. So that play, I mean, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and
and
now they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here.
Adam Thielen, a terrific wide receiver and synonymous with Minnesota football. You go back to high school, college ball in the state, and now his 9th season with the Minnesota Vikings. 10 touchdown catches last season, makes a nice catch there.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. To throw is Cousins. He's got Smith here. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Now Cousins. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Cousins to throw it. And he's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Irv Smith Jr., his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. 5 plays there on that drive, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Second down, back to Sanders. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Hurts. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. A good throw here, finding Pascal. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Forced out to his left. Hurts fumbles it, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
Cousins now after the fumble recovery. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Now an end around as Cousins will just pop this forward. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4 down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4 down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run it again with Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 21. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Play action now. Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he'll just get rid of it.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding?
Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. He completes it to Wilson. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Throwing, Cousins. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. 4th down now looming after Philly's defense stands tall in coverage.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
4th down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph for Minnesota. The kick by Joseph is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 15. Looking to throw. That's into the hands of Pascal. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And Pascal's got it. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Cook up the gut. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. To throw, Cousins. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up. On third down, Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now fourth down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
That's on target, but it's no good. He had it online, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and the lead will hold at 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator?
Hurts fumbles it, and the Vikings pick up the football. And he's got room. There he goes, right side. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. Joseph now to have the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From the 6. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up third. The Eagles on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. They'll set up to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So here are the Vikings to take over. They've got the lead right now in this ball game, and they're on the heels of that nice win last week over the Packers. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
First down, here's Cousins. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
To throw again on second down. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. They'll try the middle with Cook. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Hassan Reddick, his second sack of the night. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Jordan Berry out to punt on 4th down. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And he whips that one incomplete there. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll drop to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now back to throw. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
But it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Aaron Siposs on to punt as he'll get this one away now. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Off the play fake, Cousins. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. That's caught at the 25. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. Got a man. It's Brown. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. 11 yards for number 11.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Throwing is Hurts. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The kick by Elliott is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. A first down throw for Cousins. This ball complete. It's an out route to Thielen. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Cousins now. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
So first thing crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. On first down, Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sanders. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Throwing again on second down. Hurts throwing middle, and it's complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Here's Hurts to throw. Caught on the slant. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On 2nd and goal. Hurts to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Back to throw again. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Until that late score here in the second quarter, they only have the field goal. So that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half. But when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as a head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that slices the lead down to 17-10. So that drive spanned 5 plays. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Kenny Nwagu now out of his end zone. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, and that one is still scoreless as they play in the second quarter. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. game you're watching, it's been Kirk Cousins with a hot hand in the first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And Cook has it, left side.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for offense.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. And that is incomplete. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Hurts. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins, middle of the field to Jefferson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And taken down just shy of the 40. From the 39, Cousins. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A 1st down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time you wait for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Cousins now from the 50. Complete. Jefferson to target. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. They go play action. Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Play action now. Cousins. Out to the so that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
4th down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph for Minnesota. Joseph's got it. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're...
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Hurts sets up to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's Brown. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Hurts. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Left side here to Sanders. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. On the draw, here's Sanders. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
The 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, you need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense to get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
And now out comes Minnesota. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. From the 36, Cousins getting this into the hands of his tight end, Zach Davidson. First target, first catch, and a first down. Up the middle, it's Cook. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. On 2nd and 9, Cousins swinging this out wide here for Cook. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Cousins now to throw on first down. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. On second down, this is Madison. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 2 as time has run out on this third quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Cook again, and he stopped immediately there. On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White. Now a second down throw for Cousins. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Now Cousins. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Throwing is Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
The defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Extra pressure with this one for Greg Joseph. This to make it a 2-score game. The kick by Joseph is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll drop to throw. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right
right there. He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. A 40-yard punt, no return. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Getting the ball is Cook running left. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. Third and long for Cousins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. He'll look to throw. Throws this one right side to Pascal. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 yards and a 1st down for Philly.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That's into the hands of Pascal. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Janoris Robinson able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. There they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Throwing is Hurts. Quick slant to Brown. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 yards for number 11.
Well, so much for holding them to a field goal. The pressure they got home on the previous play didn't hear, and that bought their quarterback some time to find a receiver, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They're going to look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know it's a phrase that sounds really cool, strip sack, but all we're talking about is getting to the guy, getting to the passer, making the tackle, making the play, but do a little bit extra, right? Stripping the ball out, working the arm free. That's become a big emphasis for all defenders.
Yeah, and as a defender with the emphasis, this is something that's practiced.
Practiced all the time. Taking the ball away, creating turnovers, that's really job one for any defense, because that's how you win in today's NFL.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Cousins now. Caught. It's Wilson. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Third down. Here's a run by Cook. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Cousins. Being chased. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On 1st down, Hurts. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Here's Hurts to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Second down and goal. Hurts. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Janoris Robinson bringing the pressure yet again. That's his third sack here tonight. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. The kick by Elliott is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball to the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on 2nd down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, and then you stop that clock. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. 2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Here's Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Hurts and the Eagles now down by 7. 1:44 to go. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Buying time to his left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Hurts trying to hurry up the offense. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Finding Pascal. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And that's complete to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Hurts throw taken in by Pascal. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. He's back to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. This one came right down to the wire, and CD, they had that one final chance to try to navigate their way into the end zone, but couldn't get it done to avoid the loss.
Yeah, and how about the defense there? Because while they had one final look at the end zone, the defense made sure they knew what they were doing on the last play, executed it flawlessly, and no flags. Because remember, if there's a defensive penalty, there's one play left in the game that the offense gets. They didn't allow that to happen.
So for the Vikings, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit.